Hello，先用中文讲，所以说这是一个直播我读英文的台，就这样。然后有没有人看也都无所谓，就是做个记录。那内容就也很简单，就是我读英文书的，就把它念出来，就念一些小故事，然后也没有其他东西，大概就是这样。然后如果有人也在读书的话，就是可以一起来。那就开始咯。那今天的书是《小王子》，那我读到累了，我就会休息，然后就关台。So let's get started. This is The Little Prince, written by Anthony Exupéry is a French writer, so I just can't read his name. It's really hard to me. Okay. Chapter 1. Once, when I was 6 years old, I saw a magnificent picture in a book called True Stories from Nature about the primeval forest. It was a picture of a boa constrictor in the act of swallowing an animal. Here is a copy of the drawing. In the book it said, boa constrictors swallow their prey whole without chewing it. After that, they are not able to move and sleep through the 6 months that they need for digestion. I pondered deeply, then over the adventures of the jungle, and after some work with a colored pencil, I succeeded in making my first drawing. My drawing number 1 looked like this. I showed my masterpiece to the grown-ups and asked them whether the drawing frightened them. But they answered, "Frightened? Why should anyone be frightened by a hat?" My drawing was not a picture of a hat. It was a picture of a boa constrictor digesting an elephant. But since the grown-ups were not able to understand it, I made another drawing. I drew the inside of a boa constrictor so that the grown-ups could see it clearly. They always need to have things explained. My drawing number 2 looked like this. The grown-ups' response this time was to advise me to lay aside my drawing of boa constrictors, whether from the inside or the outside, and devote myself instead to geography, history, uh, arithmetic, and grammar. 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 That is why at the age of 6, I gave up what might have been a magnificent career as a painter. I had been disheartened by the failure of my drawing number 1 and my drawing number 2. Grown-ups never understand anything by themselves, and it is tiresome for children to be always and forever explaining things to them. So then I chose another profession and learned to pilot airplanes. I have flown a little over all parts of the world, and it is true that geography has been very useful to me. At a glance, I can distinguish China from Arizona. If one gets lost in the night, such knowledge is valuable. In the course of this life, I have been a great many encounters with a great many people who have been concerned with the matters of consequence. I have lived a great deal among grown-ups. I have seen them intimately close ahead, and that has much improved my opinion of them. Whenever I met one of them who seemed to me at all clear-sighted, I tried to experiment of showing him my drawing number 1, which I have always kept. I would try to find out if this was a person of true understanding. But whoever it was, he or she would always say, "Let it ahead." Then I would never talk to that person about boa constrictors or permanent forest or stars. I would bring myself down to his level. I would talk to him about bridge and golf and politics and neckties, and the grown-up would be greatly pleased to have met such a sensible man. It's a little bit hard when I don't speak English for a long time. Now, chapter 2. So I lived my life alone, without any that I could really talk to, until I had an accident with my plane in the desert of Sahara. 6 years ago, something was broken in my engine, and as I had with me neither a mechanic nor any passengers, I set myself to attempt the difficult repairs all alone. It was questions. It was a question of life or death for me. I had scarcely enough drinking water to last a week. The first night that I went to sleep on the sand, 1,000 miles from any human habitation, I was more isolated than a shipwrecked sailor on the raft in the middle of the ocean. Thus, you can imagine my amazement at sunrise when I was awakened by a odd little voice. It said, "If you please, draw me a ship." What? Draw me a ship? I jumped to my feet, completely thunderstruck. I blinked my eyes hard. I looked carefully all around me, and I was the most extraordinary small person who stood there examining me with great seriousness. Here, Here you may see the best portrait that later I was able to make of him, but my drawing is certainly very much less charming than this model. That, however, is not my fault. The grown-ups discouraged me in my painter's career. When I was 6 years old, I never learned to draw anything except us from the outside and us from the inside. Now I started to now I started at least certain operation with my eyes fairly starting out of my head, and in astonishment. Remember, I had crashed in the desert 1,000 miles from any inhabited region, and yet my little man seemed neither to be straying uncertainly among the sands nor to be fainting from fatigue or hunger or thirst or fear. Nothing about him gave any suggestion of a child lost in the middle of the desert, 1,000 miles from any human habitation. When at last I was able to speak, I said to him, "But what are you doing here?" And the answer he repeated very slowly, as if he was speaking of a matter of great consequence. Of great consequence. "If you please, draw me a ship." When a mystery is too overpowering, one dare not disobey, absurd as it might seem to me. 1,000 miles from any human habitation, and in danger of death. I took out of my pocket a sheet of paper and my fountain pen. But then I remembered how my studies have been concentrated on geography, history, mathematical, and grammar. And I told the little chap, the little crossly too, that I didn't know how to draw. He answered me, "That doesn't matter, draw me a sheep." But I had never drawn a sheep, so I drew for him one of the two pictures I had drawn so often. It was that of the boa constrictor from the outside, and I was astounded to hear the little fellow greet it with, "No, no, no, I do not want an elephant inside the boa constrictor. A boa constrictor is a very dangerous creature, and an elephant is very cumbersome. Where I live, everything is very small. What I need is a sheep. Draw me a sheep." So then I made a drawing. He looked at it carefully, and then he said, "No, this sheep is already very sickly. Make me another." So I made another drawing. My friend smiled gently and indulgently. "You see yourself," he said. "That is not a sheep. This is a ram. It has horns." So then I did my drawing over once more. But it was rejected too, just like the others. "This one is too old. I want a sheep that will live a long time." By this time, my patient was exhausted because I was in a hurry to start taking my engine apart. So I tossed off this drawing, and I threw out an explanation with it. "This is only his box. The sheep you asked for is inside." I was very surprised to see a light break over the face of my young judge. "This is exactly the way I want it. Do you think that this sheep will have a great deal of grass?" "Why?" "Because where I live, everything is very small. There'll be surely be enough grass for him," I said. "It is a very small sheep that I have given you." He bent his head over the drawing. "Not so small, lad. Look, he has gone to sleep." And that is how I made a acquaintance of a little prince. Yeah, chapter 1 and chapter 2. It's very short, but I think it's enough for now. It's 20 minutes. We'll see you next time, okay? And you're fighting, and just don't don't think you are stupid, or just don't or don't do not trust yourself. You should trust yourself and please the gift you have and try to make anything you want to achieve. Okay, I don't know, I'm not sure what I'm talking about. I just really I don't speak English for a really long time, and no one speak to me with me because it's for like when I graduate from college. This is it's really hard to find any time to protect my English pronounce. So this is why I have this channel and stream this boring things that I just read a book and wish you guys good luck. We'll see you next time. I say that again. Oh my god. Okay, bye.